August 1988 saw the birth of the future WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. In the same month, we also saw an Emmy Award winner for The Wonder Years for the most outstanding comedy series. And not forgetting Yaz with The Only Way Is Up, topping the charts for the entire month of August. Also in August 1988, a very young 13 years and 4.5 month old Suzanne Baines slept with her much older boyfriend Noel Radford, who was 17 years, 8.5 months of age at the time. So the 13-year, 4.5 month old Suzanne was, to put it into context, she was 4.5 months previously, she was just 12 years of age. And the 17-year, 4.5 month old Noel was 3.5 months off being 18 years of age. So if you put that into context, you have a 17-year, 4.5 month old dating, sleeping with a 13-year, 4.5 month old child. And even worse still, if you look at it like this, you have an 18-year-old sleeping with a 12-year-old almost. I know it's not quite that exactly, but it's nearly. And you might be saying, oh, well, you're nitpicking a little bit. She wasn't 12 and he wasn't 18. But at the end of the day, it was close. And at those ages, that few months, they matter a lot. It matters a lot that Noel was 17 and 3/4. It matters a lot that Sue was less than 13.5 months old, right? It matters that she was very, very close to being 12, and it matters that he was so close to being 18. Those are the facts. Okay, that was August 1988. If we move on now to May 1989. So on the 7th of May 1989, Sue and Noel became the proud parents of Christopher. And Sue at the time was 14 years and 6 weeks of age. 14 years and 6 weeks of age. Noel was 18 years and 4.5 months. So put that into perspective again. You've got Sue, who is very close to being 13 still, and you've got Noel, who is is nearly 18.5 years of age. So you see where the very vast difference in age range comes into play here, and it does play a large part at that age, because the reason why you don't date somebody or sleep with somebody of such great length of age at that time of your life in particular is because there is a level of control. There can be a level of control, no matter how much you might think that you're in love. Sue, or anybody else that's having a relationship with an older man at that age, you are under their control. You don't have the same ability to rationalize things. You may be idolizing the older man, and they have a level of control. It's not an equal playing field in terms of relationships, and that is why there is a big issue when it comes to Noel having sex with a nearly 12-year-old, right? And it's very fortunate that he didn't have sex. I mean, we don't know for certain, right? We don't have any evidence either way. But what we do know is that he had sex with a 13-year-old, nearly a 12-year-old, right? So she was definitely 13. If he had had sex with a 12-year-old, irrespective of parents' opinions or anything like that, he would have probably been going to jail. right? Because there is a legal framework to protect under 13-year-olds in this country, so it doesn't matter whether or not you know, the person, the 12-year-old, agrees with it. You know, it's non-negotiable. So let's assume for a second that he didn't do that. But what we do know is that even if, because again, I mean, we're talking months and weeks here, right? Noel was still 17 when he slept with a 13-year-old, which is still wrong, and it's still very, very wrong, right? But he wasn't quite 18, so let's assume that that's okay. I mean, it's not, but some of his fans will probably say that they were in love and everything. But unless they didn't sleep together for another 3 years, it kind of muddies the water again, because once Noel reaches the age of 18 and he's sleeping with a 14-year-old, that kind of gets a little bit icky even further. And then he becomes 19 and he's sleeping with a 15-year-old. Very much icky. And, you know, those are the facts as we have them. This is why I'm doing this video, because I want people to know, right? Because some people still don't know. I've had a couple of comments recently on my Radford videos saying, oh my god, I didn't know that she was that young, and I didn't know that Noel was this age. And that's, you know, it's understandable if you don't know that, and hopefully you take that on board, and, you know. But there's also the people who still defend them because they say the 80s was a different time back then. But trust me, the 80s, it was still illegal. The laws haven't changed over the past 30 years to, you know, to make it legal then and not legal now, sort of thing, right? So yeah, if there's any questions over whether or not this is this actually happened, I think we can safely assume that it did. Just for factual purposes, I'll give you Sue's birthday is the 22nd of March 1975. She had her first child, Christopher, on 7th of May 1989, which, as you can see, it makes her only just turned 14. And Noel, his birthday is on the 24th of December 1970. And you can see there, that's a big fat... it almost says 19, right? It's not quite. But it's a few months less than them being 19. That's when they had the baby, right? But if you work backwards, I mean, we don't know the exact dates that they had sex, you know, that'd be a little bit creepy. But if we work back 9 months, it comes to around about the first week of August. That's to the exact month, you know, it could be throughout August or it could be before then, you know, who knows. So, yeah, that's very... So what do you think, now that you know? Are you any less enamoured by this wonderful family who, you know, I know that they've stayed married for all this time, but the point is that it should never have come to this. If you read any articles about this sort of thing, whether or not it's right or not, I think you'll come to the same conclusion, or you should do, that it's wrong, and the reasons why it's wrong. But, you know, I don't expect you to take my opinion for it. I'm just offering you the facts. And if the facts are that you still don't think that it's wrong what they did, then I don't know what to tell you. So until next time, please give this video a massive thumbs up, comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new, because I have many videos on Radfords on the horizons, if that's your thing. Until next time, have a lovely day, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.